Torrential rain and hail pummeled the city's roofs, stopped traffic and flooded buildings. In the CBD, people got a healthy amount of exercise and a fresh shower as they tried to avoid the heavy rain.
Over 108 millimetres of rain fell in the city yesterday, and when the rain subsided, the winds picked up. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
It's been a long time since I've ridden in rain like that. Probably back in England, like everything is soaked. And it's just been like horrendous rain and wind and all sorts. I'm sure all that's soaked. My bike got a good wash. In fact, the last little town I came through, it was flooded. So I had to go through that, and the fire engine was out trying to help get the water out of the shops. Like it's, yeah, I've not seen rain like this for a long time, but I'm here, so now it's trying to check in, warm shower, and see if I can dry any of my stuff somewhere. So I'm here in Dunedin, after the long ride in the wet and the rain. I thought I'd turn out to the hostel, which I had, but in my planning I managed to book it a day further forward, so I booked my night for tomorrow night and the day after rather than tonight, so it turned out that I didn't have a hostel for Dunedin, and then there was another hostel like just half a kilometre down the road that did have a room, so I'm staying there now. I think it's a bit of a stroke of luck because this other hostel actually has like a garage, and although the bike won't fit in there because it won't fit through, it's just got like a normal doorway. Quite a thin normal doorway, but the bike won't even fit through. But I have been able to dry my tent and some of my gear in there. So I've just walked into town to get some chicken chow mein, and I'm going to stay here. It's due to rain for the next couple of days, and there's been heaps of flooding. There's the bike outside, and then through the keyhole, here's a little garage where all my stuff is stored, so just put a couple of chairs back, put the drying tent there, and the inset in a bit there, and then drying all my other gear here, because this pannier that sits on the sort of downward side of the bike when it's leant over, managed to collect water. I actually had to sort of drain it out.
So here I am in Dunedin. I'm in the botanical gardens, just walking around, having a little look. Just been chilling out. Yesterday I did very little. I just stayed at the hostel, did some Facebook posts and just watched YouTube and chilled out because the weather was horrible. I was really fortunate that I was able to dry all my gear in the garage, and everything is dry now. I've even had to take my tools out and dry every tool and put it back in again. And, but everything's dry, so everything won't get mouldy or smelly or anything like that, which is good. So I kind of landed on my feet with this hostel. Feeling a little bit like homesick today, which is weird because I haven't felt that really in years. But so I've been travelling I've been in New Zealand since November 2015. It's now February 2018. Yeah, I think it's just the weather. When the weather gets kind of like England, and I'm just a bit kind of chilled out or tired or whatever from all my like riding or whatever, travelling, and we just have a little break. I kind of wish I was at home then, chilling out. Haven't seen my family in that long, which is like 2 years, so it'd be good to see them when I get back. Still got a while to go though. Still got the rest of this year basically. I won't get back home to England until December this year, 2018, so that I can then get home for Christmas, which would be nice. I haven't had Christmas with my family since 2013. So the last couple of Christmases being in Australia and New Zealand have been hot ones. It just doesn't feel right. It's weird having a hot Christmas. And other people I speak to that are used to a cold Christmas, even like Americans or Canadians, and obviously other people from like Europe, they never really get used to it in a way. Like, you kind of like it, but there's nothing about Christmas that says go to the beach and have a barbecue. I'm just, I want it to be cold. I want to be able to put the beers and the alcohol outside, because the fridge is full of food, but it's outside is just as cold, so it's fine. You can leave it outside, and then you can, like, you're all cosy in a house with fire and film and family around you. It's really nice, but yeah, I have to wait until December for that, because I have to wait till Christmas, but also have to wait till I can get back home again. At least these guys are loving the weather in Dunedin. All out for a stroll. This is a steep driveway. Right. So I'm off to Baldwin Street. It's the steepest street in the world, supposedly. But Dunedin was a nice place. Just sat here for a couple of days and dried everything off. I might get some duct tape so I can tape round the joints of the panniers. If I know that it's going to rain, which I do know it's going to rain, so I'm going to do that, and then hopefully at least my panniers will be dry. There's the Cadbury's well just there, and you can go on tours on it, but I didn't bother because Cadbury's in New Zealand / Australia is nowhere near as good as Cadbury's in the UK, and every English traveller will agree with me on that statement. So Baldwin Street is just up here on the right somewhere, just there, with all the tourists. No turning, no exit. Yeah, should we just drive up it? Can we drive up it? Be alright, won't it? There's a shit lot of tourists though. I don't think you're supposed to do this, but one time in the world, why not? This is steep as.
I'm now trying to work out how I turn round on this really steep hill, considering I can't go up to the top and turn round because of all the tourists at the top. So I tried to look into this driveway and seeing if I can reverse the bike backwards and put the back end in the driveway and then set off from the driveway back down the hill.
Let's use the clutch now. I'm not walking up this. Come on, out the way. So I think I was going to turn around at the top, but there's too many pedestrians, so I won't bother. Steep though. Right. Just drag the rear brake while the clutch is. Oh shit! Right, thank you.
So hang on, just spin it round. There we go. We can turn it around completely, and then I can just go on it and go down. Okay. It's in gear, so it shouldn't go anywhere. Alright? Alright, got it. Thank you. This is pretty steep, eh? He's smiling, he knows what's going on. Only I'm centre of attention for Japanese tourists. Love it. Whew. Well, I've got some scrapes on my panniers, I guess, because that bike didn't stop. Let's go. Actually, let's go this way. That guy helped for quite a bit, because I don't know, like, I thought I managed to stop it, then I realised there was a guy stopping it behind me. I was just going to spin it round. Hopefully that was my plan. Just yeah, spin it, get it on his tyres somehow.
Not gonna lie, I feel a bit stupid now. Not that I rode up there when you're not supposed to, but the fact that what I didn't realise would happen is if I dropped it, it would slide, and obviously the dangers of that. Yeah, dropping it's I'm not bothered. Like, it's a heavy bike, and I was on a very steep slope, so whatever. But when it started to slide, I was like, just as I rode down, I was just imagining it like just sliding down, taking people out, and being stupidly dangerous. You know, when you're a little kid and you do something, you go, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. That's what I feel like at the moment. Anyway, so I'm in Bunnings, a car park. I've just taken my thermal liners out because it is way too hot now. And I'm going to get some duct tape so that I can tape up these joints just here. I think that's what's causing. They're not over full, but they've just been like that for years. But I think where maybe water's getting in. I think the other day the water's coming down here and then pooling up in here, in this gap here. And then it was seeping in, so I'm just going to get some duct tape, and if it's going to rain, I'm just going to tape across there and tape round here. I can still get in the panniers from this section here, so that will hopefully keep everything dry. But I'll show you the pannier. It's alright. It's just like a bit. It just slips. Like, the trouble is that these panniers are quite slippery because there's just plastic. And then because it sits so far out, what happens is that the rear wheel is lifted up off the floor. So then it's just on this smooth plastic. So the bike only makes contact here and here, which isn't much. So then that's why it slid. Yeah, had a hand, but idiot.
So I came back to Baldwin Street just because I wanted to actually walk up it and take some pictures and stuff, so I've done that now. The hill itself isn't difficult. It's right at the top. There's a flat section that you can normally turn around, and anybody that's driving up there now is driving all the way up to the top, turning around and coming back down again. But this morning there was like 3 or 3/4 more of tourists that was here. There's a couple of buses at the end of the hill, end of the road, like down there. And so the top was just full of tourists all sat down, so I didn't have a choice but to try and turn it on the hill. And that's where I had the difficulty, because short legs, heavy bike, didn't really pan out. But I'm not bothered now. I've had a few hours, got over it. But yeah, I mean, the hills itself's not that steep, so I'm not going to bother to go up it again, because it would be dead easy and boring. As I say, the difficulty is turning it round on the hill. where if you pull your front brake, your bike just slides and carries on going, so you have to kind of use the clutch, and it's not that interesting other than that. But looking at some of the pictures and walking up it and taking the time is actually more interesting. So I'm kind of glad I've come back and did it properly, rather than just sort of riding up it, dropping it and going, oh, this is horrible, and then riding away again. So yeah, anyway, now I'm heading for the Catlins. I'm actually going to go to a place called Nugget Point. I've been suggested to go. May be able to go and see some fur seals, and it looks like quite a good place to go anyway on the map, so I'm going to go there and see if I can find a camp spot there as well tonight, somewhere around there. Won't be on that little point that sticks out, but it will be somewhere around there, and then move into the Catlins and the forest and take the sort of coastal road through that, and yeah, slowly make my way to Invercargill for the 7th, and it's the 4th today, so I've got a couple of days, and it's camping from now on. An example, right, of how much my bike leans over. So I leant over a fair way. With all the weight on it, watch, I just very gently push here, like literally with one hand, I can pick the whole bike up and the front wheel's off the floor. Stupid.